Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it is a momentous day, a momentous occasion. She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, the ill-conceived 2018 reboot of She-Ra, is getting purged from Netflix in a couple of months.
7 years too late.
7 years too late. So we're gonna talk about this, what this means, whether or not this show will ever appear on another platform. And I'm going to be honest, it is kind of weird because the show came and went, but even Mattel, they don't acknowledge its existence.
No, they only do classic She-Ra. I know because I buy from Mattel Creations all the time.
Yeah,
I like that mug, by the way. What else do they have?
Nice.
I didn't get the Uno. Go up. I'll tell you what I have. I have, go back up. I have that.
Yep.
And I have the doll there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. She's actually the target audience for She-Ra. But yeah, almost everything is classic She-Ra. You're not seeing much from the reboot, and I think there are a lot of reasons for that. I think one is it really wasn't that popular outside of the Tumblr crowd, and two, since it was a co-production, it was a DreamWorks thing and a Mattel thing. I don't know if they own or have rights to that version of the character necessarily. Because this kind of happened with Filmation. Like, they have to kind of dance around the issue with Filmation characters. Like, yeah, we can do the cartoon versions of characters we own. We can make the packaging on the Origins figures look kind of like Filmation, but we can't actually call it Filmation. I think there's a whole lot of issues there. So anyway, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the reaction to it and whether or not anybody still cares. Because remember, most of the people that came after us for not liking this show 7 years ago, they probably have moved on to other things.
My reaction is womp womp, ha.
Womp womp. There we go.
Suck it, mostly.
Some of these princesses, you probably could.
Well, they'd be all legal now, but you know.
So anyway, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to more.clownfishtv.com. That's more.clownfishtv.com. We have officially outlived She-Ra on Netflix. So there we go, guys.
I remember we used to do videos talking about the debacle against the official videos, and we get more people watching our videos.
Yes.
And we were a tiny channel then.
Yes. So this is coming from ToonHive, and they posted over on X too. I guess they just post on both platforms. But Blue Sky is going to be more fun. She-Ra and the Princesses of Power is scheduled to leave Netflix on February 21st, 2026. And it's not the only one. There are actually some other shows, Kipo and the Wonder Beast or whatever.
Yeah, Kippo, yeah.
Kippo. I guess it's Kippo. Anyway, yeah, they probably had a deal for so many years, and people are like, oh, hey guys, it's going to go to Peacock. Don't worry about it. This is over on the She-Ra Netflix subreddit. And they're like, oh, wait, no, it might go into limbo because they've never put shows like Turbo, Peabody and Sherman, All Hail King Julian. They haven't moved to Peacock or any other streamers yet. And I'm going out here. It looks like most of what's on Peacock, as far as I can tell, is wholly DreamWorks owned stuff. Right?
Yeah, because they would be on there, yes.
Yeah, so, or stuff they have the rights to. I think this is more complicated. Again, I could be wrong, but I think it's more complicated because it's a Mattel thing. So it might be in limbo. It might be in limbo, guys. What are you going to do without your She-Ra?
I'm sure they're going to melt down, and I'm going to be here for it.
I know, right? This person says, never watched any of the Netflix shows, but this is becoming a turning point where they decrease some of their other shows. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's streaming. It's junk. Like, to them, it's junk. They put it on the streamer. They try to get some views off of it, whatever.
I love, oh, here's 6 episodes. That's a season.
That's a season.
Okay. And then people are like, it had more seasons than the original. Bitch, sit down. Because no, it did not. It had, technically by seasons it did, but by episodes, when episodes were like 6 episodes, you had like half as many, maybe, as the original show had.
Assumably it's going to Peacock eventually. I don't know. We'll see. The only reason to do this is to fuck over creators and stop paying them, says Abby. Not necessarily. I don't think there were any royalties.
The only reason to do this is because no one's watching it.
Nobody's watching it.
And it's a waste of space, and they could probably do write downs. That's the only reason.
I think that's it. I think they probably had a so many year deal with them too. And this was, remember when She-Ra and these other shows were greenlit, it was before Peacock existed. So everybody was going to Netflix. But I am pretty sure She-Ra was a co-production and Mattel was involved in that too.
Yeah, because they announced it probably 2016.
Yeah.
And it'd be 2026. So it'd be like 10 years.
Yeah. Yep. Are you kidding me? Teddy says at least it's on DVD. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Ultra Squid says, where will it go from here? Will it be shopped around to other streamers? No. Or syndicated to broadcast TV if that's even a thing anymore? No. Highly. That was, I think, the plan for this one, though. I am pretty sure, given the episode count, because it was 52 episodes, I think they were planning to put it on broadcast. And here's
the thing. Here's the thing. How you do broadcast. First, you have to have something people want.
Yes.
And you didn't even get past, second, third, whatever. You didn't even get past number one. Okay. People were not watching it. The audiences, they were not there. There wasn't an audience. An audience they probably learned very quickly was not the audience they wanted to deal with. And it's the shipper audience and the prom audience. And it didn't do well immediately because and then the people that were the fans, it didn't help before the show even launched. The old fans, the marketing, the PR for this whole show was to attack the original, people involved in the show and the old fans. That was their go-to. It was really stupid. And that's what they promoted, people attacking and all that. And then this is where you end up. No one watched it. And the first season was really bad. The second was a little better. And then by the third or fourth, I checked out because I was like, people were mad at us because we were referring to Double Trouble as it, because it was a lizard thing.
It was a lizard creature. You
it's
really
it's a lizard.
Whatever. Whatever. I don't fucking care. It's a cartoon show. Whatever. But really the She-Ra show was a prime example of what not to do. That, along with the Thundercats Roar, where you take an existing franchise that had a dedicated audience, and there's all kinds of stuff that you could do with the IP that would still gel with the original audience and bring new people in, but changing it into something completely different than what it was not. No,
I mean, what was She-Ra? Let's be honest here. What was She-Ra and the Princesses of Power? It was alphabet soup was what it was. It was alphabet soup. It was just, how can we shove every letter of the identity politics rainbow into a show by assigning characters that were never that way before?
Yes.
A new identity that, we'll get this group of people because they represent this group and this group and this group. And it was all about how to represent everybody on the LGBTQ plus flag. And that was what it was about. It wasn't about, being She-Ra again. It was just about using something that already existed, that had a fan base, that they already owned the rights to repurpose it to be, all about, the shipper audience and the representation of every person ever, including lizards. And that's what it was. The it lizard. And that's what it was. It was either she or it. Could be shit. There you go.
There is she or it's shit. The shit lizard.
Because there was a she. Now it's an it. But that's what it was about. Let's be honest here. And the lady that was behind it, even beyond Noelle Stevenson, ND Stevenson, was super, leftist, wanting to promote, flag people and all that.
And Mattel at the time too. Remember the guy that was in charge of Mattel back then? He was super. This is when they had the body diversity Barbies that nobody bought. Remember?
Yes.
We had to have one of every kind. And it was that's great. I think it'd be fine if you want to sell those kind of Barbies in special cases or sell them online, that they're kind of custom order Barbies. I think that's cool.
You could have done them now with Mattel Creations. You could do that now.
But it was I'm sorry, most kids aren't going to go to the store and be like, Mommy, I want the overweight vitiligo wheelchair Barbie.
I'm going to tell you, frankly,
I'm just saying.
When as a parent, because my kid was, buying toys back then. She was always a little on the chunky side like Mom. She had nothing to do with the plus size dolls. She looked like what they look like, though, as far as she had no problem with dolls being diverse in other ways, like looking different colors or whatever. She didn't care about that. She was just eh. And I can tell you, when I would be there to buy, toys for kids or whatever, and they had the clearance, those dolls were always on clearance because nobody wanted them.
Yeah, the thing about play and is usually you're trying to imagine yourself being I guess, more idealized. Same with boys too. Like boys aren't going to play with like overweight, balding action figures, like, oh, this, like GI Joe figures. They're like, yeah, this guy weighs like 300 pounds and he can't touch his toes. Like Real American Hero. That's bullshit. Even if you're fat, like when I was a little kid, I was
keyboard,
fat.
then he's the Real American Hero.
The Real American social warrior, social justice warrior there. No, but I, like, even when I was a kid,
his name's Tammy.
It's Tammy. Until I was about 11, 12, I was chunky. But I didn't want fat action figures. I didn't want fat GI Joe. That'd be stupid. Like, you look at these Marvel figures now, they're supposed to be like hyper realistic MCU figures, and I'm like, I don't want a middle-aged man to play with.
The GI stands for the intestinal issues.
Yeah, you're ready for your colonoscopy there, aren't you there?
I'm just saying, and I'm not even talking about what I said about the alphabet squad. I'm not talking about people who just happen to identify different ways, because there are a lot of people who are normal that, like, are gay or lesbian or whatever. I'm not talking about them because they're normal. I'm talking about the ones that the ones I mean, the ones that were like all over the internet, that were the Tumblr people. They were like you respect my identity, those people. I respect, and you have to accept us, but we can talk shit about you every time we want to, because you're the enemy. We love and respect everyone except for anybody who disagrees with us. Y'all Nazis. Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Well, they're all talking now. They're going to pirate.
Oh,
She-Ra.
go ahead.
I'm looking at these.
I think our value is going to be lost.
Well, that's the thing. You want to know why you're not,
bitches.
You want to know why you're not getting your movie? You want to know why Mattel is only making classic She-Ra?
That doll sold out twice.
Yeah.
The doll sold out twice. They actually sold out once, and then they made more, and it sold out again. Because everybody wants that.
Yeah, nobody wants Netflix She-Ra. They didn't even sell the...
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I remember when the dolls came out for the show, at the tail end of the series, they brought the dolls out, and they were on clearance at Target almost immediately. Now, to be fair, they did go for a lot of money on the secondary market, but that's because, like, they came and went, and that was it.
Yeah, they were gone. Like, I saw them on the shelf once, and it was, like, just a couple of them, and I passed, but... I was going to say, I remember too, looking at the She-Ra stuff art here. I remember the other thing they did was, because it was Twitter then. Remember, they owned Twitter back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And they tried very, very hard to make sure that whenever you'd have, a GIF or something, or a GIF, depending on who you ask, whenever you'd have, that's why people's names, they're Jiffery. Instead of Gregory, it'd be
Jeffrey.
Gregory. Anyway, they tried to get them all that they were the princesses of power. Like, they kept trying to promote these to the top, so that when you'd search She-Ra, that's all would come up. When you'd search She-Ra in images on Google, all you'd see was their stuff. You'd have to go really far down to find actual She-Ra. Now, that is not the case now.
No, and then
they tried really hard to make it the case.
Well, because NBC Universal, they owned Sci-Fi too, and they shut that blog down. But they were going out of their way to spam the news feed with it, and
we went up against them. That was, what was their girl show, Sci-Fi something, and it was like this feminist girls thing, and we went up against
Sci-Fi
them.
Girls or something, like Geek Girls.
And we went up against them at the same time. Like, they were running interviews.
Post their live stream.
We were reacting to them interviewing people. We were reacting to their thing, and we had more people watching us than they had watching them.
It was this was like 7 or 8 years ago. It was they're doing, I think it was New York Comic Con or one of the Comic Cons. They had the voice actors there, but they were saying really shitty stuff about the OG voice actors, and we were just appalled. We're like, wow, I thought this was going to go bad, but I didn't think it was going to go that bad. And I'm like, this is what happens when you put a bunch of 22-year-olds in charge of a property that's older than them and they have no love or respect for. They're just going to shit all over it, and that's what they did.
They're 30 now. How does it feel, Boomer? I'm sorry.
Some people are like, it's such a big show. It's crazy they take it off. They're like, well, they did the Voltron too.
The original was a big show.
But they're like the Voltron, which is another one that I actually liked Legendary Defender, but it fell prey to the shipping. The shippers. It was awful.
I mean, I bring it up as a joke. Like, people were mad because I put it in the thing with other shipping bait, but that's because it was. And I mean, it was. I liked it. I did like that show. I watched all of it. That being said, they were inserting stuff in there, an agenda and shit. And it was like they were like dipping the toe in, and then this one they just like shoved the person clear in the water.
They shoved their whole leg into the.
They just shoved everything in.
They shoved it all in.
There was a paint explosion. This is what came out.
This person said, Jacob says, they stopped at season 3. So, yeah, they have it on DVD, but they don't have the whole series, I guess, on DVD. So that might be a problem. How are you going to pirate it? You got to get it off of Netflix somehow. So this is a reaction to Toon Hive over on X. And I gotta give a shout out I forgot to give a shout out to Jaggins Junk. So thank you, Jaggins Junk, who actually sent this. I missed all this drama, this beautiful drama. We just couldn't wait to get it in the video.
Thank you. You've made my day.
Can someone explain why companies do this? I get when it's not their IP, but why they get rid of their own properties without providing an alternative to access it legally? This person here says, I could be wrong, but usually it's two things: viewership and licensing issues. Yes, thank you, Quinn. If Netflix loses the license to have something available on their platform, they have to let it go. If viewership gets too low, they have to let it go. Oh my God, guys. And then this person's blaming AI because they love animation, love AI, and like to ruin everything within real life.
Nothing to do with AI, you idiot. What's in Kathy? Is that what it is? I can't read it on here.
Yeah, Kathy.
AI is relatively new, all things considered. This is because no one's watching it. It's there. It's taking up space. Space that could be given to something else that people would watch.
This guy here says this is an amazing birthday present to me.
Happy birthday to you. What's the name? I can't read it.
That's Austin.
A happy birthday, Austin. It is a great, glorious day, is it not?
It's a Netflix show. Where it's going to go if Netflix, the owner of the show, removes it? Nowhere. It's going nowhere. It's DreamWorks. Hell, it's going to hell. It's going to Tubi. It might actually.
Tubi, I can see, honestly.
I can see it on Tubi. Here's the thing: like, it just like Netflix, their content is meant to be consumed, and then you just move on to something else. It's basically big budget YouTube. That's what it is.
I don't understand how Netflix original is leading Netflix, because it wasn't just made by Netflix, for one. But two, why was Willow taken off of Disney when it was a Disney thing? It's because no one was watching it.
Why? Here it is, guys. Here it is. Why do they hate gay people? They don't. They hate that nobody's watching the damn show. I'm sorry. Mason Bill here says She-Ra by DreamWorks is leaving Netflix right ahead of the release of the 2026 Masters of the Universe movie. Yeah, I don't, well, I mean, this I think is a licensing thing, but they're trying to bury this show. Like, I'm looking at Mattel. They have not once mentioned or acknowledged the show. The only acknowledgement there's been of the show outside of the very limited release of those dolls, which were like Ever After High dolls. They just used parts from other dolls.
And they can't bash other dolls, it looks like.
They can't bash them. I mean, Mattel does that anyway. But they had Super 7 did a couple of like vinyl figures, and then I think they mentioned it at PowerCon one year, probably because they got harassed by the Shiris. And it's just insane. So it's gone.
Honestly, the truth of the matter is, what these people do is they consume and get attached to one thing until the next shiny rainbow colored something comes along.
Yes.
And then they go get attached to it. So they're like 5, 6, 7 rainbow colored shiny things down the road here already. They don't even care about She-Ra anymore.
No, they don't. Isn't it a Netflix original? Where's it going to go? Hell! It's going to hell.
I like that answer.
I love that answer. Getting sick of Netflix taking their original shows off without all the episodes being available on DVD or legally download. It doesn't matter to them. Look, people are all like, oh, this is going to be great when Netflix buys Warner Brothers. I'm like, is it? Is it really? Because you're not going to have any permanency. You're not, like, even now, Warner Brothers classic cartoons, you can go to Amazon. I believe you can still do it on Amazon, and you can buy series that maybe didn't warrant their own, mass-produced DVD run, but you can buy like basically a burner copy, a legal burner copy of these series, and you can have a physical copy of them. But yeah, Netflix, they're not going to give a shit. They don't care. The show is great. It got better every season.
No. I mean, the writing was better the second season from the first, but there's also reasons for that, including they brought a guy in, but that's a whole other story.
It was Chuck Austin, who has years of experience working in animation. He, for better or for worse, wrote X-Men comics, but they had to bring him in as kind of the shadow showrunner, but they couldn't say that he was running the show because they didn't want to take away from N.D. Stevenson and all the pink, what are they called?
Oh, the
pink
writers,
ladies
pink
or
lady
whatever
writers
they had
room.
with the pink lady writers room. Look at this. I thought it was a continuation. No, it's never going to get a continuation. It's over. It's over. It's done with. It's gone. It's gone. I don't think I will survive this one. Oh no.
You're not going to survive. What are you going to do? Off yourself because they took She-Ra, the 7-year-old show, off of Netflix? How
does it feel that not only has She-Ra outlived the original She-Ra, outlived the Netflix She-Ra, but Clownfish TV has outlived She-Ra? How does it feel?
Don't jinx it. Hey, look it's Lorena.
Lorena, I can't
leave soon enough. You are so right.
Oh God, this is great. Because these people, you don't understand. Like, look, if you like the show, that's fine. If you like the show, that's fine. These people, these She-Ra stands have, back in the day, had harassed us, had sent us death threats, had threatened our kids. I mean, it was insane. So forgive me if I'm not shedding much of a tear.
Well, no, like I said, the marketing from the get-go was attack the original fans. If you don't like it, even if he says that, the guy just said, you know, I don't like part of the outfit. And then I was like told I was a bad mother. And I was, you know, anti-LGBTQ. I'm like, I just said I didn't like the skirt. I mean, that's what it should look like Ben 10. But besides that, I mean, that's all I flipping said. And they like lost. What's so funny?
Cadra's lawyer. Sorry, this is worse than 9/11.
Oh my God! Someone slap this bitch. You were, and Cadra, Ben 10 this person wasn't even alive during that, or they were a baby.
Oh my God.
Someone needs to slap Catra's lawyer. That's just, well, first of all, their name's Catra's lawyer. So what's that?
But this is probably one of the Stan accounts that was harassing people. It's probably one of the ones that, yeah.
And they are a very small, minuscule group of people. The majority, they might have liked it. You're allowed to like it. You're allowed to not like it. The problem is you were allowed to not like it. And I don't care if people like it. As long as they're not out there attacking people, who cares? You're allowed to like it. Yeah, oh my God, they're all going to kill themselves.
They're going to kill themselves over She-Ra. Where's it going?
This tracks. By the age range of these people, it tracks.
You're never going to, I mean, look, I'm not going to say no. It could very well wind up on another platform, right? It could.
It's possible, yes.
It's possible. I mean, stranger things have happened, right? It's possible. But there's precedence that it almost may never wind up on another platform because Netflix doesn't give a shit. And Voltron's still in limbo. And that was another one of these people were like threatening actors, and it was insane. It was like, I never in a million years thought Voltron of all the shows, like when I was a kid, the original Voltron, it was just like more Transformers. It was like lions that turned into a giant robot and they beat the shit out of aliens every week, and that was cool. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, guys, we're shipping everybody. Then they were mad that Clance didn't happen, or where the hell the ship was.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Keith and Lance Clance, yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
It was just, it's a bunch of shippers. But this whole, like, I'm going to kill myself is worse than 9/11. I'm like, really? You really need to get a grip. And these are the same people that told people like me who didn't like the new show that we were bigots and horrible people, and it's for us now. Get over it. It's not for you. Get over it. And all other crap. Well, I guess you're not going to be able to watch it. Get over it.
Here we go. We got another Catra account. I've never hated a company so much in my life.
Well, go ahead. Hate
it's
on.
Gone. Pirate it. Can you? Does anybody bother?
The problem is they don't even go ahead and pirate it because I don't even think they care if you pirate it.
I don't even think they care.
It's not worth anything.
You know how stuff
wipe their ass with it.
Goes to like public domain and they just like dump it on cheap ass. They used to back in the day, like if it was public domain, they'd dump it on their like cheap ass DVDs and be like, here's a whole freaking series for $5 because it's public domain. It's never going to though, because it actually is, you know, Mattel IP, and they don't give a shit. It's all classic She-Ra. That's it, man.
Yep. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. A whole bunch of stuff they're yanking off the platform. Womp womp. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.